Good afternoon, fourth semesters. We continue uh, with the discussion regarding Crow Testament by Sherman Alexie. A quick revision: in the earlier session, we did discuss about how the relationship between the Native Americans and us have always been a very rocky one. Rocky, quote unquote. It is filled with the history is filled with chapters of Native American genocide, unequal treatment, a very bloody gruesome battle. Many bloody gruesome battle have taken place. Nevertheless, we did talk about how Native Americans have been shifted to these reservations, and Sherman Alexie is a part of one of the reservations. That is what we discussed earlier. Now, when we quickly come back to the poem, if you look at how the poem starts: Cain left Crow, that heavy black bird, and strikes down Abel. Damn, says Crow, I guess this is just the beginning. Now look at the words Cain and Abel. Who are Cain and Abel? Now, Cain and Abel are two figures from the Bible. They are known as the sons of Adam and Eve. So, Cain and Abel, just like the crow, represents Native Americans, as you already know. Cain and Abel, in the first stanza, represents the white man, because the Bible is the holy text of the white people, the entire Europe, the entire European milieu. So that is why the poet puts forth this metaphor, this comparison. You already know that the extensive metaphor, or the large metaphor is that of a crow being compared to the Native Americans. The crow in the poem being compared to the oppression of people, of the native people, by European settlers. Fair enough. But the first stanza, number 1, the crow is fixed as a Native American, and Cain and Abel, European settlers. Cain uses the crow as a weapon to strike down Abel. Now, these brothers fought. This is a reference to the Bible. Please go and have a look at it. The time doesn't permit me to go into the biblical allusions, but then nevertheless, the crow is being used as a weapon, just as the white colonizers have always the indigenous people. Doesn't matter where they belong to, the Africans, the Indians, the Native Americans, it doesn't matter who they are, they have been. It is sort of an accusation by the poet that the crow is being used as a weapon. And then it is almost like a refrain. Every stanza, except for the last one, I already told you there are 7 stanzas, except for the last one, there is this reference to the word damn. Now, damn is not a very pleasant word. Damn comes from the word damnation. So you can see the anger in the poet. The anger is manifested through the use of a slang, not an appropriate, a very colloquial word like damn. And what does it say? Damn, says crow, I guess this is just the beginning. So first stanza sets a background of the poem. Not only the poem, the history of the Native Americans. This is just a beginning, means the European settlers came, colonized them from the early part of the 18th century, and they continue to oppress, segregate, otherize them date. They are still fighting for their representation, their fair amount of representation. Quickly move on to the second stanza. Here in the second stanza, the white man, if you look at the first sentence, the white man is compared to a falcon. Now, he is a crow, the Native American is already a crow, and the white man is the falcon. The falcon is supposed to be this very, very honorable, very gracefully gliding bird that just soars from the sky. But however, this falcon to be very, very sophisticated to look at, but nevertheless, it is a predator. It is a predator who happens to be very cunning. And then there is an imagery of how the falcon takes away the fish, very cunning, takes away the fish from the claws, talon, Talons, talons. If you look at the word, talons is used. Talon means the claws of the of our crow, meaning that the European settlers, through their strategic, very, very cunning way, in a very, very, very conspiring manner, they actually were able to exploit or take away the natural resources, the political power from the Native Americans. In simple words, what happens during the course of colonization happened with the Native Americans. Okay, so then again there is Dam says crow, if I could swim, I would have fled this country years ago. So the crow is very suffocated. He is so tired of being exploited that he wants to run away from this place. Now, third stanza again goes back to we already know that the European countries are largely largely the religion that is followed is Christianity, and their holy book is the Bible. So, but here the poet mentions that the crow god is depicted in all of the reliable crow Bible looks exactly like a crow. So here what he is trying to say, what the poet is trying to say is, according to the Bible that the white man reads, the Bible that the white man extremely reveres, says men are created equal in the image, created in the image of man. God is created in the image of man. However, the poet questions that for the European settlers, the natives, the colonized as per se, are never equal. So their gods are different. Hence, Crow Bible is a reference to a religion that is non-Christian. Because people who follow Christianity, the poet accuses that people who follow Christianity are in any way preaching what the Bible has preached, which is man is created in the image of God. Because the moment they say man is created in the image of God, man in general also means the Native American, and the European settlers have always otherized and treated the natives as inferior. So no way can they follow or respect the same religion. Then fourth stanza the plight of the Native American is compared to the ancient city of Jericho. Again, a biblical allusion. Please, a lot of biblical allusions. Now, Jericho is an ancient city that was burnt down. And according to the poet, Native Americans have suffered so much that it is almost like burning under the exploitative administration of the European settlers. Then in the fifth stanza, he goes on to talk about a very crucial thing, and that is how the problem is not just the European settlers segregating and otherizing the Native Americans. He uses the term Crow fighting with each other. We already know Crow means the Native American. It's a metaphor for the oppression faced by the Native Americans. So, Crow here fighting with other crows means there are different tribes in the Native American community, and each is fighting against the other. Now, this fighting has greatly disrupted the unity of the Native Americans, and if they are not united, how will they stand against the European settlers? So, this unity is also a very, very important and a very problematic situation in the community. Then in the sixth stanza, history has been kept aside and the contemporary socio-political scenario in which the Native Americans are living is discussed, because we suddenly jump to this idea of the reservation. Remember, I told you earlier. So in that reservation, there is the crows only collect beer bottle. Now, beer bottle here signifies the alcoholism or the problem regarding alcohol that is rampant in the Native American reservations, where they are put together as a ghetto. I already told you, you can search in YouTube also there. So the sixth paragraph talks about how the Native Americans, when he says that Crow collects beer bottles, means the Native Americans are very much affected by this this evil situation of alcohol. And alcoholism, as you already know, can actually disrupt the progression of society. Then the poem concludes where the crow comes riding in a horse to a Native American fair. Now, pow wow means a festival. Please remember, there are a small little Native American terms. I think it's one of the rare. Pow wow is a festival, means the crow goes to a Native American festival riding on a horse. Now, this is very, very symbolic, very, very significant. It means that the Native American people are being very much affected by otherization. And Crow, in the concluding paragraph, when he comes in a horse, is almost like a mythical story that transcends through different cultures, where death comes in a horse. So, Crow comes in a horse, but the strangest thing is people don't react not agitated in that powwow festival, meaning they already know that the end is coming. So it's a very, very open conclusion. What kind of coming is he, Sherman Alexie, being the socio-political activist that does he mean that the Native Americans are slowly on the verge of extinction because of various factors, less population, most importantly alcoholism, as I already told you, leading to a rich cultural heritage not being preserved, or he means the death of the world in general due to sort of an apocalypse due to the this unequal. So this is how the poem ends, and later on I will put forward some notes in your WhatsApp group. Please follow that. And I know these lectures are not adequate. It needs a solid support of PPT presentation. I am doing my best to learn from assistance from my brother, but uh, till then, just follow the lectures and do give us feedback in the WhatsApp group. Thank you and take care till we have a new session.